What is good, YouTube, man? Today I'm back with you guys, with the nation, for another video, man. And today, I feel like I got us a good topic. Let me know if I'm crazy in the comment section down below about this topic, right? Let me know if this is, if I'm wrong with this, right? Just let me know in the comment section down below. But you already know that before I get into today's video, get into today's topic, I have to give out a shout out to my boy Icy Nate, man. He is yet again the creator of today's thumbnail. Now, please check out his page. I think he's nearing in on 600 subscribers, or maybe he's already a bit over that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yes, go check out Icy Nate. That man is he's a GOAT behind the scenes, right? This man is a GOAT. But let's get into today's topic. So as you can see by the title and by the thumbnail, there are three guys that, in my opinion, for this defense to make that leap into not just average, right? Because that's what we want. As a Raider fan, right, what we want right now is just an average defense, right? Because we know the Derek Carr, he can win 12 plus games with an average defense, right? He's done it before, okay? I mean, he's proved it. So from that, we all know, like, man, we can just get an average defense. Derek Carr is going to do big things, but average doesn't win you Super Bowls, man, and that's the main goal. That is the main goal. So as you can see by the title, as you can see by the thumbnail, there's three guys that I'm talking about right now. And off the top of my head, it is Clelin Ferrell, Jonathan Abram, and Corey Littleton, right? These three guys, in my opinion, either need to return to form or gain their form for this defense to go above that hump of average to great, man. This defense has the talent. This defense has the roster, in my opinion. There is no excuses on why we can't put this defense together, right? There is no excuses anymore that I can see for this defense. We got a new defensive coordinator. We basically have a new whole staff. We have Rod Marinelli in his second year. You have Ron Miles, who's been with guys for 6 years that are on this roster, right? Casey Hayward is on this roster. He's been working with Casey Hayward for 6 years, right? He's been working with Gus Bradley for 5. Then you got Richard Smith, another guy who's really proven in this league. There's no excuses, right? And let's start off with it. So many of you who did go out and watch, I believe it was my second episode of Raiders Chalk Talk, and yeah, my second episode where I broke down a bit of the defense. You know that Corey Littleton and Jonathan Abram were on that field a lot, right? As well as Clelin Ferrell. But let me talk about Jonathan Abram first, because this is a guy who I feel like, yeah, he has everything to put it together. In my opinion, I have no doubt in my mind that Jonathan Abram, he's gonna put it together. In my opinion, I really just see it happening, right? But let's talk about it, right? So last year, he was graded the worst coverage safety in the NFL. I think led all safeties and penalties as well. That's not on the coach. Penalties aren't on the coach. That's on the player. We have to blame Abram for that, right? But those aren't good things, right? They're not good things, but there's a huge difference in the scheme now. There is a real big, huge difference in the scheme now. Now, Jonathan Abram's not going to be playing deep high a whole ton. I really just don't see it this year. He's going to be playing in the box, right? And if you saw that Raiders Chalk Talk video, I had him in the box on every single formation because, in my opinion, that's where he'll be. And I do believe that off of what I'm hearing John Gruden say in press conferences and Gus Bradley and all this kind of stuff, that's where he'll be, right? Now, the difference between where Jonathan Abram is going to be playing this year and next year, or last year, was that Jonathan Abram was 18 yards away from the play, right? He was 18 yards back. He was just covering that deep, he was covering the deep ball, right? And at times, he made a good play on Tyreek Hill in the first Chiefs matchup, but at times, we lost the game, right? We lost the game. Now, Jonathan Abram, I have no doubt in my mind, like I said, that he will become a great player. And I just really see it now, because I really do think that for us to be that great team, you look at the resume of Gus Bradley, he needs that real strong safety. He needs a dominant linebacker, and, Clelin Ferrell is a real good guy that I think needs to put it together for this defense to really put the pieces together, right? Now, let me talk about Jonathan Abram, right? So he was 18 yards away from the play last year. Now he'll be 7 to 9 yards away from the play at all times. So his natural instincts, because that's his best ability, man. He has great instincts, in my opinion. He's going to be closer to the ball, right? The 2 picks that he got last year was because he was inside the box, closer to the play, right? That's why I love the fact that this year he's going to be in the box. But I do believe that, number one, Jonathan Abram is one of the guys that we need for him to hit his stride, to gain his you know, to just gain his form for us to really turn up the notch from average, you know, to trying to become a Super Bowl contender, right? I think that Jonathan Abram needs to be a huge piece in this defense, and I have no doubt in my mind that he will be, right? I mean, Jonathan Abram, he has every skill set in the world, in my opinion, to be a great box safety, and there's nothing wrong with having a great box safety. Now, let me talk about the second guy, right? Let me talk about the second guy, because this guy, Corey Littleton, was extremely successful with the Rams, and we just saw a huge drop in production, right? It was not expected at all. Like, we went out on the market, and we got 2 of the top 3 linebackers in free agency that year, and it looked like Nick Kwiatkowski was out playing Corey Littleton, right? And Corey Littleton was the one that got the bigger bucks. So let's talk about Corey Littleton a bit. Now, yet again, I'm going to reference my other video. If you saw my Raiders Chalk Talk episode 2, go check that video out if you haven't. The thing is, with the system that he came from the Rams, from Los Angeles, right? The system that he came from was not what we played last year whatsoever. Last year, he was doomed with assignments. He had to go sideline to sideline covering running backs and tight ends, and that's not what he did that's not what he did in LA. That's not what he did over there, right? That's not what he did at all. That's not how he made his money. I get it. We thought that he was a great, you know, like a little Swiss Army knife that we could move everywhere, but that's not what he was, right? We had that tendency to always move guys around out of position and see if they could work somewhere else. That's not what he was, right? But now, you go into this new system, you look at the rules of how Gus Bradley runs his 4-3 defense, and it's very, very similar to how you run your 3-4. Now, the thing is, with the 3-4, there's 4 linebackers, right? There's 4 linebackers out on the field, and there's only 3 defensive linemen. But the thing is that your outside linebackers can rush the passer, right? That's the good thing about the 3-4. Now, you look at the 4-3 under, which is what we run. That 4-3 under has an extra linebacker on the line of scrimmage, so it's essentially the base of a 3-4 with assignments of a 3-4. Now, in the 3-4 defense, your 4 linebackers, when they drop into coverage, they split the field into 4, right? You're not guarding a big zone. Now, he came to the Raiders, and he only shared the field with one person. Like, he only shared the field with one person, that was Nick Kwiatkowski. The rest of the field, he was asked to guard himself. That's why it looked like he was getting torched and he was bad, but he really isn't. Now, I feel like Corey Littleton will 100% return to form this season, and I'm excited, right? I'm really excited that we have Corey Littleton on this roster, because I really do believe that he'll do big things, and for him, it's not that he needs to step up. I just think that he just needs to return to his form that he earned his big bucks with, and I have no doubt in my mind that he will. Now, the last guy on this list, number 3, Clelin Ferrell. In my opinion, this is a guy who, he's trying to prove it this year, really. I mean, you know, each year, it looked like at times he had a point where he was getting over the mountain. He was getting over the hump, right? There was times in each year where it looked like, okay, this is what we drafted, right? We drafted a pass rusher and a run stopper. But at times, it looks like we only drafted an elite run stopper and a below-average pass rusher, right? And in this system, I get it. You added a good pass rusher in Yannick Ngakoue, but I do believe that we need to see more production from Clelin Ferrell, and it's not his sack numbers, right? I just believe that we need to see him out on the field more. Like, he just needs to be out there more, because each time he got consistent reps, he had that game or that 2 games where he was just going like this. His trend was just going up. Then he got sick, or then he got hurt, and it was just like, all right, what happened, right? Because he's a guy who gets better with each rep in each game, right? He's a guy who he needs those beginning 2 games to really get going, and we saw it. I get it. You want to say that the Jets were trash or whatever, but at the end of the day, he had 2 sacks on the top offensive lineman of his class, right? Those are 2 good sacks. Those are 2 not just sacks, but he caused fumbles. He caused turnovers on both of those sacks. And this is what we need from Clelin Ferrell. Not only do we need maybe a couple more sacks from him, but we just need his presence on the field more, because, dude, it was sad watching that second Chiefs game, and in the back of my mind, I literally just was thinking, man, we needed Clelin Ferrell in this game. We really did, right? I mean, he was putting all the pressure on Patrick Mahomes in the first matchup, and Max Crosby thankfully was able to clean it up for him. But Cleveland Ferrell is a guy that we do need to see a bit more production out of when it comes to the sacks department. I really can see him, if he rides this full 17 games out, and please, 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 he doesn't get hurt, I really can see him getting close to 7.5, maybe 8 sacks. You know, that'll be very, very good if we saw that out of him. But I just want to see him on the field more, right? Because he is very, very versatile. He can play inside on pass rushing downs, and he can play the outside on run stopping downs very, very well. Like, we got ourselves a top edge defender in Cleveland Ferrell, but we just need him out there more, right? I believe he was graded the 15th best edge defender in the whole NFL, not just in one conference, not just in the other conference, in the whole NFL. So they're saying there was only 14 better edge defenders than Cleveland Ferrell last year. According, of course, that was according to PFF's rankings, but it is what it is, right? That's the only system that we have that ranks players and that kind of stuff, right? So yeah, man, those are really the 3 guys that I really do believe either need to step it up or return to form, right? And I really think that there's no doubt in my mind, because you need that defensive back in Jonathan Abram. Of course, he's going to be playing close to that linebacker position, but you need that defensive back to step up. You need that linebacker to step up, and you need that defensive lineman to step up. You need someone to step up on every single level of your football, man. And I believe that these are the 3 guys that need to do it. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have 3 other guys, or if you would mix and match a couple of the guys that I had. But yeah, man, let me know in the comment section down below who are the 3 guys that you guys would choose. These are my 3 guys that I would choose on that defensive side of the ball, man. Yeah, man, let me know in the comment section down below if you like the video. Also, let me know if you guys have any other videos that you guys would like me to make. I'm probably going to get the Chalk Talks more in closer to the end of the week, because that's when I have more time. That's when my, my work week ends. My off days are usually Sundays and Mondays. But yeah, man, so let me know in the comment section down below if you like the video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're new, and I'm out. Peace.